What's going on, YouTube? Janice lean back, peace, love, and palm trees, and all that. So I'm back for another story time, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Sidebar. If y'all don't have Ty Dolla $ign new album, Beach House 3, go download that, go get that, go stream that. And no, this is not no paid promotion. No, it is just a fire ass album, and y'all need to go hear it. Okay, if this is your first time watching me, please click the subscribe button so you can stay for more littiness, and big thumbs up because that helps me out a lot, so I appreciate you if you do. While you're doing that, go check out the Keys and Palm Trees playlist where me and my brother do pranks and challenges, mostly challenges as of lately, but more pranks and vlogs will be coming in the next coming weeks. So by the title of this video, y'all already know what we're gonna be talking about. And this was so traumatic that, like, I would never even put my child, like, to go away to camp because of this, what I went through. It was very traumatic for me. So let's just get into this story. This story goes back to the summer before I went to middle school. Yeah, the middle school where a sis didn't want to fight and then she got punched in the mouth and then she had to learn the hard way. Go look for that video. It's gonna be in the description box below. So this particular summer, my mom had signed me and my brother up to go away for sleepaway camp. And a lot of my cousins were doing it that year, so it was something that we were all like really excited about to go do. And me personally, I was and still am a Disney Channel child, so I pictured sleepaway camp like the Parent Trap, like some fire ass camp Lizzie McGuire would go to, something cool. Okay, so that's why I was so excited for it. Turns out it was not like that. So we leave from the city. It's a whole bus station. We take the bus to go upstate. And when we get to the campsite, we get a list of what campsite we'll be on, or what team, or what neighborhood. I don't remember what it's called. Listen, but my group's name was Tuscarora. Yes, Tuscarora. Yes. And as I was getting my bags, getting ready to meet up with my counselors and head to our site, I had met this girl. And you know how you just meet that person that you just click with from the moment on, and y'all both are strangers to each other, y'all both don't know nobody, so you're like, okay, we're gonna be friends and we're gonna rock out together this whole time we're together. So it was 10 days that this camp was, that I was away from home and from my mom and from my family. And this camp, you had no communication. Well, I don't know if all camps are like this, to be honest, but you cannot have any communication with back home. So it was no calls, none of that. Only thing you could do is like if your parents sent you a package, or if you wanted to write a letter to them, or they wrote a letter to you. So that's all the communication you had with your family for 10 days. So I'm excited. I get to the group, I meet up with my counselors, and just like the vibe from one of my counselors was just off. There was 3 of them. 2 of them were okay, but one of them, she was just looking at me real funny, and I just felt like she set me out like to be like the chunky girl with the glasses that she was gonna fuck with. And that's just how I see it, and I still feel that way 16 years later. This is how I feel. So I try not to pay it too much mind because I'm only 10 years old at this time. I'm only 10 years old, and I'm just trying to make the best of the situation. I'm excited. I can't wait to see where we're gonna be sleeping. I'm just so excited. So we happen to be the last site in the whole camp, so we had to basically hike up to where we were going to be sleeping, where our cabins were that we were sleeping. So that already started off bad for me because I was over it. Like, why are we so far? Like, I'm dragging my suitcase through the dirt, it was horrible from the moment that I stepped on that camp. Okay, hopefully me and Alexis are gonna be sleeping in the same cabin because these were assigned. I'm like, yes, please, hopefully. Turns out, no. It was with 3 other girls that were just so mean and just so nasty, and they already had clicked up. You know, like when me and Alexis clicked up, they had clicked up. So they already wasn't messing with me because I was like the girl, like the odd girl in their cabin. But I was like, you know what, whatever. I'm not worried about these hoes. Like, I'm about to sleep right here and this and that. The cabin was not it. It was not glamping. I thought I was going glamping, y'all, because it was not it. It was not it, and I was over it. I'm seeing like where the bathrooms are, where the showers are, where the banquet hall is, where we all eat, and honestly, I'm just like, this is not gonna work for me. I'm gonna have to stay here for 10 days. That's absolutely not gonna work for me. So at that point, I'm thinking, I'm like, no, I gotta get out of here. I gotta do something to get out of here. So I'm like, okay, let me just act like I'm sick. Maybe they'll call my mother could come get me, or I could go home. So it's at nighttime. I couldn't sleep because I was just so upset. And I'm calling out to my counselor because their cabin was right across from mine. So I'm like, counselor, because I ain't know the hoe's name yet. So she like, what's wrong? I'm like, I can't breathe. I feel like my asthma is messing up. You know, it's just, I can't take it. She takes me to the nurse's station. They like, on your paperwork, it says you don't have asthma. I really don't have asthma. I just was trying to get out of that situation. I'm like, well, listen, I can't breathe. I don't care what that paper says. I cannot breathe and something has to give. So they send me back to my cabin and my counselor is over me because I woke her up in the middle of the night and she was just pissed off. So she was tight at me. So mind you, my counselors, they weren't no grown ass girls. Like these kids, they were like kids. Well, for me, I'm looking at them as kids now. They're like 18, 19 years old. But I was 10, so these were like adults to me. These were big grown people to me. So I guess this is to show why they were so immature and why she was acting the way she was acting towards me. So the next day, she's just being so mean to me. I'm just so over it. Mind you, I have these girls in my cabin who are just being nasty to me too. Alexis is in 3 cabins down from me. It's not like we could go be in each other's cabins or do anything like that because there was so many goddamn rules that they had. So I was just like, okay, let me just deal with this. We're at the banquet hall getting our breakfast and I see that she's like pointing at me with these other counselors and I'm like, what happened? Like, what's the problem? Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you laughing at me? She was just like, oh, I was just telling them about that stunt you pulled last night. And I'm like, I was sick. Like, that's all I can say. Like, I was sick. So from then on, I guess that really, like, from the moment she saw me, she didn't like me, but then after that, she really wasn't messing with me. So they had, at the end of the camp, there was like this show that we were gonna put on. Like each group had a dance or whatever it was that we were gonna do. So I go to get ready to practice because I'm ready to, you know, bust it up one time, like, you know, for the show. And then like one of the head counselors comes to me and she's like, you know, we're not gonna have you be a part of this show just because, you know, of your insubordination. Mind you, I didn't even know what the freak insubordination meant at that time. And, you know, be mindful, you're talking to a child, lady, like, relax. So she's like, you know, we have, you know, every cause that there's an effect and there will be repercussions for your behavior and this and that. And I'm like, all of this because I was sick. They're like, oh, but you lied and, you know, you made people come out of their cabins, this and that. And I'm like, I was sick. I don't care. I was sick. And I was like, you know what? I don't even want to do this anyway, so fine. So literally every practice they had, I was like this, sitting there looking mad as hell because I didn't care. And no, my pride was like that even at 10 years old. I was like, I'm not gonna do it and I do not care. Even though they was dancing to Cisco. Y'all remember Cisco? Y'all gonna make me unleash the dragon. I know you don't really wanna unleash the dragon. And I wanted to bust it up with them because that was my jam. But no, that's all you got was this. So that was one thing. Then I remember one of the activities we were gonna do was kayaking. So I'm getting ready, about to put my life jacket on, pop, 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 you know. The head counselor comes to me again and is like, no, we're not gonna be having you do this neither because of so-and-so and this. And I'm like, okay, now y'all just messing with me. But you know what? I don't even care and I hope y'all kayak flip over. So again, they got this out of me. And whatever. So there's this morning that I hear like mail call. So I personally wasn't expecting no letter from my mom. Even although I missed her, it's just not something I was expecting. My mom was just so ready to get home that I wasn't even like beasting for a letter. So I ended up getting a letter from my mom and you can tell she wrote that letter like maybe the day I left so that I would get it in time. And it wasn't even just like a crazy, like, you know, emotional letter. She was just saying like, oh, this is what we're doing and we miss you and we can't wait till you come home. And honestly, like, I want to cry right now because honestly, when I got that letter, like, that's what I needed. Like, I needed my mom. Like, I needed her. Like, I was in this crazy, scary place. I'm not an outdoors person, so this is a scary place to me. And this letter just meant so much to me. It literally stood with me everywhere I went. I slept, it was under my pillow. I went to the banquet hall, it was in my pocket. I went to do an activity, it was in my pocket. Like, that letter did not leave my side because I just feel like that letter was just a part, like my mom, like as if she was there with me. It was so miserable. Like, I literally cried every night. I wish I could talk to my mom so bad. I just wanted her to come get me so bad. Now, granted, I don't think that people go through this in all camps, because let me just say that this camp my mom sent me to was a free camp. If you guys know Fresh Air Fund, this is what it was. It was a free base camp. So I'm assuming that people who pay thousands and thousands of dollars for camps don't go through this. So that's probably what it was, to be completely honest. No shade, no tea, but you know how they do us. Just saying. Every group had to go on a hike. It was this big hike that every group had to go on. We had our set slots on when we did this. And right before the hike, I'm feeling so sick. Like, I'm over it. Like, my stomach hurts, my head hurts. And come to find out, like, I have my period. Yes, on the day that we're gonna do a freaking hike, I got cramps, and all of this is happening with my body. Now, granted, this wasn't the first time I got it. Although I was 10, you know, I was an early bird. So I already knew, I was prepared. I had everything I needed, you know, for sis to come do her thing and leave. Right? Like, I'm so irritated because I have the only cramps, and I wanted to just shower before I left. And I tell my counselor, and she's like, no, like, we have a schedule, like, we shower on our schedule. And I'm like, and I'm trying to tell her, like, listen, you know, you're a female, you understand, this is what I'm going through, so and so. And she's like, well, no, you're just gonna have to wait until tomorrow. And I'm like, whatever. So I went, like I said, sis was prepared. I had wipes. I went to the bathroom. Like, listen, I made it work, okay? For a 10-year-old girl, I made it work. So we go up to do our hike, and literally, if you guys are from New York, any of you are from New York, we had a blackout that year. This is probably the biggest, we haven't had a blackout like this since. So if you're around my age, or at least a year or two younger, you're gonna remember this blackout, because the blackout was from New York City all the way upstate for like 2 days. And it was so horrible that when we finally were able to probably get to the showers, that we couldn't even use the showers because there was no power to, like, I don't know how all of that worked, but we could not use the showers. It wasn't just my punishment, it was everyone, right? So we get up to the spot that we're gonna be camping out at, where we took our hike, and I just bust out crying because across the lake from where we were staying was none other than Camp Mariah Carey's camp. And it looked so lit. I'm just like, I just want to be there. I don't want to be here. That looks so much fun. I was such an emotional wreck. My counselor really made it 10 times worse, because me going through cramps and headaches and freaking period, she just was so mean to me and so nasty. And I just feel like she just always made fun of me, and she just made me feel like crap. So I'm like, you know what? When we get down to our thing, like, I'm not messing with her no more. Like, I'm over her. Like, I'm not gonna continue to let her keep treating me like this. No. So we get back down to the campsite, and I was just talking really loud about her, but in front of her cabin so she can hear. And I was like, you know what? I don't care about her. She gonna try to do what she trying to do to me. And, you know, just yapping off at the mouth. So then she comes out her cabin, and see, this is when I get excited. I start stuttering. So she comes out her cabin, and she's like, what did you say? Don't worry, when your mom comes to pick you up, I'm definitely gonna let her know, and we'll see who you want to be so big and bad. We'll see who's big and bad. Then I said, that's fine, I don't care, let's see, because this was already approaching the end of camp. So camp is ending. They had that stupid fucking talent show that they had that I was not a part of. That's why I was stupid. We're getting ready to go back home. So we're on a bus, and like, my stomach is like in jitters, bro, like in freaking jitters, because I'm about to see my mom. Pull up, and because it was at Port Authority station, if you guys know Port Authority, yeah, 42nd Street. And we're pulling up, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm gonna vomit, because I'm like filled with so much excitement that I didn't even care about this counselor anymore. The only thing that my mind was focused on was seeing my mother. We pull up. I get out. I don't even have my luggage yet. We pull up, and I see my aunt. My aunt was the first person I saw, and she was waving, and then I looked to the right of my aunt, and I saw my mom. I want to cry. Why am I acting like this on camera? Because you guys don't understand what I went through. So I saw my mom, and she was just like, hi. And literally, I couldn't even like smile, like wave. I literally just broke down like, like when I tell you I broke down and I just hugged my mother, like the ugliest Kim K cry that you can imagine is how I looked. And she like grabbed me and was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Who was fucking with you? Why you crying like this? Who was fucking with you? I'm like, I just miss you so much. I'm just so happy to see you. Like that kind of thing. And mind you, she's still going off my mom like, oh, like I'm so happy to see you too. But who was fucking with you? I know you. Like who was fucking with you? And literally as she was saying that, my bitch ass counselor was looking like heard and then was like trying not to make eye contact with me because I was about to point that hoe out. But you know what? I saw my mom and she made life all better. Like I was so happy, and I cannot believe every time I talk about this I want to cry because I feel like the tears are like right here and my nose is burning. And I'm not gonna be no girl crying on YouTube. Like that's not the tea. That's not it. That's not me. Damn. But yes, oh my god, I don't know, like maybe because this was, I don't want to say like they do us little, you know, low income kids horribly, but maybe if this was a paid camp I would have gotten treated differently and I wouldn't have got punished for barely nothing. But I had a terrible camp experience. I had a terrible counselor. It was just terrible. Like I never went away to sleepaway camp again. I never cared to go away to sleepaway camp. My brother did go, but since he was younger than me, he didn't have to do the whole camp thing like how I did. He actually went and stayed in someone's house and he had actually a great time, which I really resent because I didn't have that of a great experience. That is my story about the worst summer camp experience ever. It was so bad. It literally went from like fake asthma attacks to like not participating in anything to like having cramps and freaking menstruals and a hike and seeing Camp Mariah, which I love Mariah Carey since '92, since I was born, and I couldn't go to her camp and it was right across the lake from me, and just a blackout and just not being able to talk to my mom, and it was just so bad. Like it doesn't sound that traumatic, but living in that, like being outside of your environment where you're basically in the woods. I was never an outdoors kind of girl. So like I was totally out of my element. Like it was just a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. And my girl Alexa stayed true the whole time because she was always my homegirl. Even through all of that, she was, I know I ain't mentioned her a lot, but she was always there for your girl. Said it that my mommy made it better. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. And let me know, comment down below if you've ever been to sleepaway camp, day camp. Let me know how that went for you and if you can relate to this. Thank you for watching. If you fuck with me, I fuck with you. It's all love, peace, love, and palm trees, and all that.